I plan to turn it into a more different kind of box.
Welcome back to another episode of Thrift Flips.
If you guys know me, there's nothing I like better than finding a good deal and turning it into something that looks really expensive.
Previously, I went to the thrift store and did a couple of simple thrift flips, and this time it is Russell's turn.
The bar has been set.
The bar has been set.
Can I beat the amazing charcuterie boards?
Nothing can beat those. But I'm sure Russell will do a good job. I'm genuinely excited to see what you do.
Since last week, I actually do have a plan now, so that's good. Well, that means I get to send you out of the video now. Go away, please. And let's get to work. One of the items I found at the thrift store is a box, and I plan to turn it into a more different kind of box. Lindi likes nothing more than organization in the house. So what I had thought, and part of this is because I had seen her browsing on the interweb and I'd seen her find this like little tray. I'm gonna cut this down and kind of make it like a catch-all tray for by the entry. I'm thinking like mail or keys, that kind of thing, but just make it look pretty. What I liked about this is it does have dovetails, and I think if I sand this nice and maybe add a bit of a profile, I can make this look kind of cool and higher end than just a regular box. So from box to better box is my plan with this one. I don't need this. And this, I'm gonna add like a radius or a curve, kind of a rounded edge. I think that will kind of give it a nice sleek profile. Now that I have this radius on the bottom, I think I'm also gonna put just a small little radius, a bit smaller, not the same profile on here, just a nice round over, just to kind of match the profile of the whole box. If you didn't know what a router table does, it just does a bunch of different profiles. So it's like a bit that turns really, really fast in a circle. And I used a radius or a curve, but they also have chamfers. They also have bits that do like kind of a stepped profile. So they can have like multiple curves or multiple lines. So you can do some really cool stuff with a router table, and it just does a nice consistent finish. So it's a really cool tool to add kind of a neat touch to any of your woodworking pieces. I'm really happy how this looks. I gave it a light sand. Everything's coming together. The next step is table saw. I made this little piece that will go in here, and then I made a little plug from the old divider that will just go in here before I glue it. These spacers will help me lay it all up once it's gluing. But first, what I will need to do is sand this, because once it's in there, it's going to be really hard to sand. Okay, so I'm gonna let this glue dry and set, and then we can do a final sand, and then I can figure out what color we're painting it or staining it or what we're doing with it. The glue is set, so let's see if it worked. Grab this handy little sander I got for a stocking stuffer. I'm I'm gonna use dark walnut stain. There's a chance I might have to paint the inside. There's some glue from when it was previously built, and I tried to get it out as much as possible, but I just have to see how it takes stain. Yes, nice. Right? Are we excited? I'm excited. Who gets excited for nice looking wood? Nope, cut that. I got the second coat just to seal the tape, so now I'm gonna add a little bit of primer. I really wanna make sure this has a good bond because you're gonna be putting things like keys in here. So I have some of this primer, paint this on, and then once this dries, we can add our black paint, which I'm really excited. I think this is gonna look really sharp. I found this bad boy at our favorite thrift store that has all the eclectic treasures. My plan with this guy is Lindi recently did a room and turned it into like a yoga room, workout room, and she has weights all over the floor. So we need to have a spot to put the weights and keep things organized to make our house happy. First step before I can start anything is I need to see how this comes apart and how nicely I can get it apart, so I can see if there's parts I can reuse. Okay. Next up, I'm gonna cut all these guys off of here. I'm gonna cut this curvy part off because instead of sitting like this, it's gonna sit like this, and I think that actually gives it really close to the shape of what I want. I have a rough layout complete. I just kind of messed around with putting these bars in different positions, but I like how these sit on the top. And then these could also sit on this bottom rack. They do fit. So my plan is I'm gonna mark it all on this side, and then so that making sure that everything's parallel and geometry works, then I'll just measure this and then transfer it to this side so that everything is nice and even. And looks nice, and all the things. These are the old holes from where this thing got assembled, and I'm not using them anymore, and I don't want to have holes there. So I'm gonna make my own plugs, and they look like this. I don't know what size hole it is, but I don't have any plugs that exactly fit, and I need a tight fit. So I'm gonna pre-drill it out just with a 1/2" drill bit, and then I've made a bunch of 1/2" plugs from the part I cut off here. So first step is to drill all these out. the plugs all sanded down, and my next step is just to drill some holes in here so that we can do a dry fit assembly. And then once I'm happy with that, then I can sand this all down and get rid of these marks. The nice thing about working on a weight stand is that then you can just do some reps. I think that's what the weight people call it when you're just in between things. Yeah. So Lindi will be so proud. I'm actually really happy with how this is coming together. It's coming and it's structurally really sound. Yeah, who would have thought this was a magazine rack? My least favorite part is over. The most of it, I'll have a little bit of touch up, but sanding is done. So now I can do my assembly with glue and screws and then get this thing ready for paint. I probably didn't need to wood fill all these things on the bottom. I could have got away without doing that, but this will just make me happier when I flip it upside down and see this. So back to sanding. Ooh, okay, I'm happy with that. I think that looks really good. So, do you think the box looks like a more different box?
Looks like a more different kind of box. It looks good.
I think it's like cool.
I think it looks genuinely like something you could get at CB2 or
Nice.
Crate and Barrel. It looks amazing. I'm very happy with it.
And are you ready to work out?
Work out.
The cool thing with this too is I used the material just from the piece. I didn't use anything extra. I guess a couple extra screws.
No, it looks good and it's functional and practical, so
And it was,
all wins.
I forget what it was, but it was cheap.
If you think Russell did a good job, please give this video a thumbs up. Let us know what you think in the comments of his projects. And let us know if you want us to do some more thrift flips because we had a lot of fun doing these actually.
Yeah. Maybe you guys can give us some suggestions on what we could thrift for. So like maybe office supplies, kid toys, workout space, boxes into different boxes.
Organization. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next video. Thank you so much for watching.
See you next time. And I walk into my yoga room and look at what I see. I see a nice weight rack looking at me.
Made just for me.
Made just for you. Yeah, see, I should have been a rapper. That was my true call.
That was not rapping.